Hi everybody, I'm Hayley Victoria and welcome back to my crime and policing channel. You might be thinking, why are you sat in the car? That's because I'm on the road. I'm not currently driving and the engine is turned off before anyone tells me off for being on my phone while I'm in the car. So, the reason why I'm here in a busy shopping area near Christmas is because that is a theme for today's video. It's all about shoplifting, woohoo! And I don't mean we're going to go out nicking because, I've got a reputation to uphold here. And also I'd get very told off when I got home. No, we are not going to do the shoplifting. We're going to learn all about shoplifting. First of all, what is it? It's theft from a shop. So there are a couple of things we're going to look at. The main thing is Section 1 of the Theft Act 1968. Dishonestly appropriates property belonging to another with the intention to permanently deprive. Now, if I go into one of these stores on this side here, look, and I pick something up, and I dishonestly do something with it, maybe I conceal it within my coat, and I go past the point of payment and out the doors, that classifies as the offence, so theft via shoplifting. So what I've done is I've dishonestly appropriated something. It doesn't belong to me, it belongs to them, and I intend to permanently deprive them of that, so I've left the building. It's mine now. There are occurrences, I'm sure, where people accidentally put stuff or pick stuff up and walk out with it and they go, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'll pay for it now. However, a lot of the time people just nick stuff. But why do they do it, do you think? Well, it's not just as simple as it might seem on the outside. So we've got a bit of an epidemic at the minute of shoplifting in the UK, which has been picked up by government ministers and who knows what else. And that's because of a lot of different reasons. So we are facing an economic crisis. So the cost of living crisis is crazy at the minute in the UK. And a lot of people can't afford to make ends meet. So we do have people shoplifting for basic things like food and baby supplies to help feed and clothe their children. That does happen. We also have people stealing to fund habits such as drug addiction. So you might find people stealing high value goods such as like food goods such as coffee, meats, cheese, maybe not so much cheese, but food and coffee, razor blades, stuff that you can get in like Sainsbury's, hide it down the pants and then sell it in the pubs. And that's really common. It's actually quite bad right now where I live, or I used to live, I've moved now, where there was a Tesco at the top of the road and people would just take baskets, fill it and leave. And the staff were just like, we don't know what to do. We don't want to, they threaten us, so we don't want to go there. The police take ages to come. We've got to just let them take it and report it. So it's costing the economy billions or millions. It's a lot of money anyway. But other reasons why people shoplift. So it could be because they want it. They just want to steal it. They want to sell it on for money. Now, some people shoplift because of what's called the strain theory. So Robert Merton's strain theory, I think I've spoken about it before. Let's say I want a PS5, but I don't have the means to buy a PS5 myself. So I don't want a PS5, by the way. I can only pay a PS4. So I want a PS5 and I don't have the means to buy one, so I don't have enough money. But all my friends have got a PS5. I want a PS5. So rather than going without, I want to be like the others. There's this strain here between us. I go and steal it. So that's another theory as to why people commit these types of crime. Okay, that's shoplifting. Now, people talk about shoplifting in two different variations. There's also the Antisocial Behaviour Crime and Policing Act 2014, which talks about shoplifting for low value goods. And the prosecutions of these things are slightly different. So they refer to low value goods as being things under £200, the value of which is under £200. And the rest of it is above £200. Now, in terms of sentencing, if you get convicted or charged, with shoplifting for that one under £200, you'll be looking at a maximum of 6 months in prison and or a fine. And if you are charged with the higher one, you're being charged for theft, and that's up to 7 years in prison, guys. Just don't steal. Obviously, I appreciate some people are at different circumstances in their lives, and there are different things when it comes to sentencing, the culpability and your harm. Now, I mentioned already in relation to people's circumstances. So if you've got high mitigating circumstances, for example, you're stealing to feed your kids, that's a big mitigating circumstance, which means this is kind of something on your side in court. So you stole because you had to feed your baby. That's supporting the person who's stealing. Now, there are obviously aggravating circumstances too, which means it makes it bad for you. So if you are a prolific shoplifter and you don't have these mitigating circumstances or whatever, then that counts against you, obviously. And then you've got to assess harm, and that means the harm that's caused by the actions that you've taken. So if you have stolen some goods and it's, cost someone, it's got financial harm, and also there's the other harm that you commit as well, whether that's damage to the property, the effect it has on the people who you've stolen from. So all these things are taken into consideration when it comes to sentencing. Now, there are a number of things that stores do to prevent people from shoplifting, including security barriers, the tags and things, but criminals can be quite clever and they'll either deactivate them somehow, they can come across the tools to get rid of these, they'll even cut holes out of clothing to get the security tags off. That just ruins the clothes, guys. Yeah, a lot of things people do is try and bypass these security systems. But technology is also evolving, and hopefully it's going to soon make it a little less possible for people to shoplift. Obviously, we have CCTV, which is great in terms of tracking people if the CCTV is of good quality. So shoplifting is massive. It's an epidemic at the minute in England, largely because people can't afford to eat or clothe themselves or others. And there's that pressure as well at Christmas as well, isn't there? That you want to buy your kids stuff. If you've got children, you want to buy them toys and things. So there's that strain there that maybe you think, well, if I just take a couple of things, it won't be so bad. So the overarching thing here is that shoplifting is an offence, it's an epidemic. It sits under the Theft Act largely. And yeah, that's about it really. Please don't steal. And if you are struggling financially, there are things in your local communities that can help. So where I am in South Yorkshire, there are food banks and things. I'll put some links in the description. And if you are finding that you're struggling, please contact people for help, and hopefully they'll be able to sort you out for Christmas. Now, I'm going to go into the shops and hopefully nobody will steal anything. Have a great Christmas. Look after yourselves, look after each other, and please do not commit any crimes.